Well, hey there team, and welcome to Stationeers. Well, hey there guys, and welcome back to Stationeers. In fact, the main menu of Stationeers, because we're going to be starting a new run today. I'm going to stick with the moon because we've already covered a bit of ground, and I think let's look at the the previously blown up base as a bit of a stepping off point, a good sort of slower tutorial of some of the early stage do and don'ts, and then I think we'll just kick into this, and I'll go at pace pretty much, and we should be able to get back up to speed fairly quickly. So a quick debrief, and I suppose disclaimer at the front. Now, if you missed the last episode, go back and check it, because right at the tail end, I blow my base up. I absolutely detonated everything, and I was dead immediately. I just didn't really realize it. And because we've gone through so much food and hadn't had a food situation set up, that was pretty much it. I mean, seriously, we could have save scummed a long way back, but I'm not really much of a save scummer. Plus, I don't really mind starting over from the beginning with lessons learnt. So the disclaimer being that I'm no chemist. I mean, I come from an engineering background. I have a STEM-leaning sort of brain, but that's not to say that I really know much beyond very junior sort of chemistry and reactions and that sort of stuff. So I know this, that, and the other, but I don't. Let's be honest, I don't really spend my day-to-day thinking about that sort of stuff. So I've gone through the sort of footage and what I did wrong, and if you're curious, this is sort of my take on what's ended up happening. Essentially, there are two major components to the whole problem. One is my just general misunderstanding of oxygen and how it interacts with things, and bravo to the game, because the more I look into it, the more I realise that it's sort of it represents how oxygen works in the game system quite well, which is that it essentially, look, in layman's terms, and that's, I'm dumbing it down for me, not for you. Essentially, the more oxygen you pump into a room or into a system, it essentially lowers the let's say the exploding points, your flash points, or whatever the terminology is. It makes stuff easier to combust. Whereas I've done some sort of basic firefighting in the Navy and that sort of stuff, and we were always sort of taught to look at it a bit differently. You know, like oxygen is the food source for the, let's say in quotations, the living creature that is fire. Because quite often when you're fighting fire, not to go into it too much, you can sort of look at it and treat it like as if it's a living thing. If you try and sort of cut off its lifelines, it's the best way to deal with fire. But anyway, that's something else altogether. So essentially, I just look at oxygen from that perspective, generally speaking, right? The more I looked into it, the more I realized, well, yeah, okay, and you're almost thinking back to your junior chemistry days, that's sort of what it does. The more you put in, the more easily certain things will combust. It lowers their entry requirement. So while oxygen itself isn't necessarily the problem, it's not helping. Well, now what happened was we started putting hydrogen into the room, which is combustible as all hell. And because the room was already bulk full of oxygen, that made it even lower. We started a spark with the furnace, and that was it. And you can even look at the footage. Pretty much the second I turn that furnace on, everything explodes. It hadn't up until that point. That's why I kept pushing my luck. And the main missing difference was essentially hydrogen in a room packed full of oxygen. That's my take on it. Now, if you're a bit more of an expert on chemistry and all that, you're more than welcome to fill me in and chuck in a comment. Try not to be too disparaging, though. I'm not trying to be authoritative about this. I'm just a guy trying to figure out how to play a game that's incredibly complicated. Anyway, so I just thought I'd mention all of that. Now, on the back of it, you need a solution. You need to think about it. We found out very quickly with our run that food is probably one of the bigger problems. Power? Yeah, sure, but we sorted power pretty quickly. But I assumed we'd need oxygen before we needed food, and that's not true. And the point of making this is that we want to grow plants, and plants themselves don't actually need oxygen. So we can they need CO2 basically, and from what I gather, not a huge amount. I'm not really sure how the specifics of that works and how it scales in the game, But I'm assuming the less CO2 that you have in the air, the slower they'll grow, so more would be better. But essentially, I'm going to do something similar to what we did. We're going to keep probably oxygen and water out of the system if we can help it. I mean, we can use, someone pointed out the canister that goes in the bottom of the hydroponics tray, so that's where we're going to use our water for. But then we'll need a water processing system again, and we'll probably make that in a different sort of room or building or whatever you'd like to call it. So that's my plan at the moment. I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to go... I'm going to remove oxygen from the equation, remove hydrogen from the equation, which I believe that was from the volatiles. I gave it a quick Google. The volatiles melt and they emit a shed ton of hydrogen. So none of that. And the other thing is that you can get nitrogen from this from burning a lot of things like, say, silicon. And we found so much of that, but had no use for it. And I looked into it. So silicon essentially will give you a 3-part mixture in this game, and it's CO2, nitrogen, and X, which from what I gather is like that's what it shows up on the thing. From what I gather, the best guess is that that's like chlorine, or at least it behaves that way from what I understand. It's a contaminant. It'll give you like a toxic warning at even a tiny percentage, and I'm sure that's probably going to affect plants as well. So we'll probably use the air filtration system to filter out the X. We should be able to make like an X filter, I'm assuming. Otherwise, well, I mean, you can make a filter for anything, but we'll have a look. I think that's a fair assumption. We saw there was a huge list of filters. So right now, the plan will be bring the base up to speed, and then beyond that, we're going to smelt nitrogen to have a room with with those 3 components in it. We're probably going to filter the X. Now, like I said, nitrogen is effectively inert. CO2 should be fine as well, and the X, even though it's toxic, shouldn't really cause us problems. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a room for essentially, not for melting, but for smelting. And we'll have to window it as well for the plants, because it's going to be a grow room, basically. Someone pointed out if I use the glass doors as an airlock, they're a little bit wider, so I can lift things in and out. We'll give that a go as well. Anyway, so look, a little bit of a lengthy intro on the front, but I thought, you know, I'm all about humble pie. It's a shame you don't see more of this, like in general. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. Beyond Stationeers as well. I think sometimes when you stuff up, there's nothing wrong with putting it out there and having a good sort of introspective look at what went wrong, what you were assuming, where you went wrong, you know, because I think it might be a helpful tool for those trying to figure it out. So I'm happy to stuff up and start again and talk through my process, whether it's right or wrong. I welcome the engagement. I'd just say, look, don't be toxic. There's no need for that. You know, I blew myself up. So what? I know I'm an idiot. All right. Anyway, so look, we're going to go New World, and we're going to just bung it on. But look at everything that there is now. That's the new one, Lulan, I think. But all these ones as well that I've never even looked at. Just really quickly as well. Even Mars, it has an atmosphere, right? Which you would have to deal with. The interesting thing is, and I'm excited about doing that. We'll stick with Moon. You could potentially harvest that atmosphere, right? You could have an intake. You could pull it in, filter it. You have infinite supply of whatever gases there are, right? Which I don't even know what they are. I haven't looked into it. But the thing is, with your airlock, you would need a dual cycle in and out of the base. Whereas with the Moon, we were getting away with just because the Moon is vacuum. There's no issue, but the problem is when you've got an external gas that's going to be different from your internal mixture. When you go in, that internal in-lock intake needs to be vented, because otherwise you're just going to mix it into your system. So that would you'd need a more complicated airlock from the beginning. It wouldn't be too bad, but it's just an interesting point that maybe some people don't necessarily think of off the bat. Anyway, so we're going to start Moon. Jesus, almost like a 10-minute intro, but I think it's warranted on the back of the last session. All right, cool. Getting started. No, I'm an expert. I don't need any of that. All right, cool. Look, this isn't in a hole, so that's a really good start. Everything's pretty flat. That's nice, isn't it? Oh, and look, here's the clutter that was in the update. You know, little bits and bobs. I like it. All right, team. Let's get the ball rolling ASAP. I probably won't be as sort of instructional about it, but I still have to talk about something, right? The first thing that we want to do is get Where is it? Iron frames, iron sheets. Oh no, oh okay, hang on, I've got to mess around with my starting inventory. Alright, for starters, let's get rid of this bloody health pill. Right, because can that stop me from being exploded and combusting? I don't think so. E-reader, get rid of that. We'll get the iron frames. Okay, cool. Alright. Oh, okay, so where's the grid? Oh, it's sort of, it's all raised up a little bit, isn't it? Jeez, what's going on over there? Well, what's this? Oh no, don't touch that. My downfall, my Achilles. Alright, this'll do here, right? Perfect, boom. We're going to do the exact same sort of layout, because I like that. The, you know, we'll just get a little 2x2 going. Jesus. You gotta watch that, it'll just fly away. Oxy, boom. Alright. Boop, boop. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, don't fly away on me. Organics, we don't need them. Consumables. Yeah, so it'd be good to paint all the stuff, but we never really got to that point just yet. Hydroponics, air conditioner, portable scrubber, portable generator. Oh, look at all the duct tape as well. Portable generator. Is my brain having a hard time there? Hang on. Solar panel. You know what? We'll get the power controller while we're at it. Oh, geez, look at all that oxide over there. Or ice or whatever the bloody hell it is. Alright, cool. You know the drill, team. Come on, rotate. Let's have all the... Yeah, let's have all the outputs there on the side. You can change it. You can put the data on a different side. We don't really care about any of that. Power controller. We'll try and squeeze them in, eh? Come on, rotate, you mongrel. Alright. Yeah, that's the through line there. Boom. Let's do another one right there. That should be identical. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. They changed the model for that. Looks a little bit... No, I'm just going crazy. Should be able to just flick them on. No, click on it. On. Let's hook this up. Like so. Bang. Cool. Got a grid now. Just need to put some glass on the top. And we'll grab some batteries as we run past as well. So the glass. Perfect. Off we go. Yeah, so this might just be a little bit of what you've seen before for this particular episode. How's that going? Efficiency, that's cool. Alright, cool. Grid created. How quick was that? We might, you know what, we'll fiddle with this now just real quickly because it's probably, yeah, see, it's on the wrong axes. So let's do, I think 50 in this represents 90. Oh, no, it has, oh, it goes to 90. It's the up and down that's like a scaling percentage. Yeah, okay, that's good. Cool, now it's on the right sort of grid. I don't know what else to call it. I shouldn't say grid because I do power grids and that as well. Alright, we got power. I immediately want to start building my base, like ASAP. We're going to need to obviously lay down all the requirements for like smelting and... you know what, we'll start with just building the airlock like immediately. Do we have door kits, don't we? We start with door kits. Wall, we'll need that. Plastic sheets, we will need that. Oh, here we go. Active vent. Kit door. That's what I wanted. Got the battery charge. We'll worry about that later. Got to get on that food straight away. Same land. I don't want to interfere with the path of that of the solar panel, right? I don't see a problem with actually building everything along this sort of strip that the solar panel's on, like my construction sort of space. So this can still be our sort of walkway, I suppose, right? Which would mean we should be able to... We'll do it a little bit compact. We'll just go like this. I like the idea of having a bit of a turn, a bit of room to maneuver, because I might have to carry supplies in and out, and then we'll put our door right there. Alright, so drop that, grab our door kit. No game. No. Oh, alright, it won't. I gotta rotate. Alright, build glass door was the suggestion. Let's try that. Okay. God, is it gonna freak out when I place it on that glass? Oh, I just picked it up. Jesus, that's... I thought it just got launched or something. Alright, cool. Nice, nice, nice. We're getting there already. So we're going to change to our mining belt. We're going to pull out this. We're going to clean this crap up a bit. Building into a bloody mountain. Good one, Scarlet. It's alright. It's just a little bit of labour. Should be right. Alright, so ultimately, we'll need a space for the hydroponics tray. 1, right? We'll need a space for the smelter, furnace, whatever you would want to call it. 2. We'll probably need the portable air filter in there. 3. We'll need the air conditioner. 4. Alright, so 4 little, let's say, squares are going to have stuff in them. Now, we'll actually have a walkway this time as well, because it got a little bit clustered and everything started clipping, and I don't think that helps, right? So boom, go boom, boom. So if we do something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, that might be the, you know, we'll mimic what I've been doing on the outside with the walkway. So we'll have a walkway up the center and we'll have workspaces on the side. You know what? Let's not mess around this time. We'll do it in like that. Okay? I think that's going to be the geo. Very good. Let's just clean it up a bit. Okay. The clutter makes a difference. These little bits of rocks splattered about. I'm so glad that I use No Man's Sky as a reference. The fact that they stuffed up so bad, and which wasn't necessarily all their fault. I think Sony probably shouldn't have given them so much rope, to be honest. But they managed to be that, you know, that comeback story. We released this game that upset everybody, and then we managed to make this colossal comeback. And it's so good that the community embraced that sort of, do we say underdog story? I don't know, because then you have all these games that, like, not that this launched poorly, but it sort of added to the idea that you can just keep supporting a game, and if you've got a core fan base, it'll be okay. I think that's really interesting. And that's why I really like this game, because it's been out for a little while now, but it's still getting bulk support and updates, like almost weekly, I guess. You know, if you include... Oh, what am I doing there? No, what are you doing? If you include, like, all the hot fixes and all that sort of stuff. So while I understand people are a bit about the, what do you call them, like live service games, you know, your Fortnite types, but at the same time, I don't really mind the idea of like that utopia where you play one game for the rest of your life. Like, that's a pretty, you know, it's a pretty good thing to aspire to. Just doesn't really work for me because I play different games every day. All right, cool. We've got our floor. In fact, we're going to have to... God damn, I'm bouncing around particularly hard today. Let's just do it properly. Because it's going to... Remember, it's going to have to be sealed, so it needs another layer of floor. All right. Cool. All right. Nice. So, let's did we put a frame in there? We did. Okay. Let's just do this floor while we're at it. All right. And I didn't clean up this area. That's all right. That doesn't need to be sealed. Just walk over that. All right. Good. Good start. Good start. So we've got our floor, we've got our doors. Right. Alright, let's I suppose let's start laying it out, you know? Start playing sort of homemaker, IKEA. Start doing a bit of a layout of what we're gonna do, how it's gonna look. Hydroponics, that's the centerpiece. Air conditioner is definitely gonna be a component, so let's grab that. All right, now we've got the sun going that way, so I think maybe putting the hydroponics even just in this corner would be the smart move. So let's, how do I do this? Oh, there we go. Portable hydroponics. Where's the tank input? It should be, oh, there it is around there. So we might even just... Oh, look at that. It sort of recentered it. No. Oh, no. It's flipping out. Oh, my goodness. It's a bit fiddly, but that's the price of having it something that doesn't sort of stick to the floor. All right. Now, what was this one? The air conditioner. Right, portable air conditioner. Now the thing is, you can bolt this onto the floor and run coolant through it. I looked into how it works. It has an internal pressure, which we probably could see here. I was 0. Well, essentially what it does is it sucks and cools the air inside of it, which you can then bolt onto one of those floor attachments to have like a coolant system, which is pretty cool. But for this small scale project, this should be enough. I know we didn't really talk about it too much, but there will be a heat requirement because obviously, look at the temperature, 0. All right. Nice. But yeah, that can buckle to a floor. Even though we inspected the bottom of it and it didn't look like it would, I gave it a Google and it turns out that you can. So that's good. What's that? Portable generator. Portable scrubber. Bang. Portable generator. That's got to be new. Alright, solid generator, no we don't want that, auto lathe, but we do want the arc furnace for inside. Alright, and that's how we're gonna essentially put silicon into it. Now the interesting thing, well, I mean, it's like, well, am I gonna smelt all my other ores and that? And I don't think any of them are particularly dangerous. At the end of the day, it does create a spark, but as long as we're just careful about what we're doing, we should be alright. Oh, I probably shouldn't have just put that there. Oh my goodness. Goodbye. Goodbye. Alright. This, on the other hand, can get placed. Alright, so we're going to do this. It has an in and out. I might just put it that way, so it's easier to get it the in and out. You know what I mean? Cool. That said, I don't know what happens when you smelt silicon. It's not like you can make an ingot out of it. So I don't... Oh my god, wow! I'm just flying around today. I don't have my jetpack on. I'm just clipping on the geometry a lot. Alright. Cool. And this is the air scrubber, right? So essentially, we'll be able to put filters in the back of it, like that. And it will scrub them out. Same thing as the air conditioner. You can just look at even the design. You can bolt it onto the bottom. So when it scrubs stuff, all it's going to be doing is pulling that gas out of the system and into its internal storage, which is limited. That's why it has a pressure meter on here. And to get rid of that, you can manually vent it like that. I think that's what that does. Or you have it running through a piping system. So we can collect gases with this as well. So that's pretty handy dandy. All right, so far, that's a good start. That's what we're going to need. They've got a bit of space. I'm not going to trip over them. Look, this door looks like it's going to be a lot better. So this is an all right start. Again, we're going to probably want to set up like the auto lathe and all that, but we'll wait until we have to. Now, for the sake of experimenting, because we're going to do wall kits, I might just put... Oh, you know what? I won't be able to put wall kits on the airlock. I already know why. Because... Oh, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. It's limited what you can attach to a wall kit, right? No, you know what? I'm not going to mess around. We're gonna put the frames for the airlock, because I just want to be extra safe. It's one of those things you could, because it's a small space, I could see myself accidentally overpressurizing it very easily, and just blowing it up, which, while that's not necessarily, you know, dangerously explosive, it's still not a bloody good idea. All right. So let's just give that a little bit of oomph, a little bit of that, and then we should be able to just do the roof. Nice. I'll wait until we've done all our wiring before I do the next tier on them. All right, so what's it want for the glass door? Welding torch and plastic sheets. Oh, we can do that. Where were they? They were like right at the top somewhere. There we go. We're coming along quite quickly this time, you know, even with me waffling on intro. All right, do that. Now what's it want? Crowbar and 2 glass sheets. Oh, okay. Where's our glass that I thought I launched into space? Oh my god, off I go. Goodbye. Alright, like that. Force open. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot more space. Look, as long as it holds the pressure, I'm not that worried, you know? We're still going to do the same rudimentary, basic, just jamming the door open to get in and out, because it worked, and it doesn't need to be pretty just yet. Once we've got the farm working, or whatever you want to call it, got actual production of food, then I'm happy to start making things look sexy. But until then, no, no, no. Alright, cool. So... walls, build iron wall, build composite window, right? That's what we're going to do there. We're going to do there. We'll do all along that axis that the plants can see through, you know what I mean? So that'll all be glass, but the rest, iron wall, no dramas. Alright. Oh. Okay. Boom. 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 Oh, no. Don't leave that in here. Can I get out the glass hole? Technical term. Nice. Alright, so what we're going to need here, we're going to need iron sheets and iron sheets. Nice. We're going to start running out of these pretty bloody fast. Hang on, let's have a think about this. How are we going to make iron sheets? We're going to need an auto lathe. That doesn't necessarily need to be inside there. In fact, it's probably better not. So, same thing again. We don't... and as suggested, I might just leave this upwards to sort of get that sort of net Net energy. Iron frames. No, iron frames. That's what I want. You big old buffhead. Yeah, so if we were to put like the auto lathe there, it shouldn't interfere with the path. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Alright. So let's grab that. Boom. Nice. Nice. Let's get the lathe kit. Every time. I could swear that's new. Solid generator. Yeah, I'm not worried about any of that. Because the solar panel's been doing us fine. You know, it's not like I'm going overboard with my electronics. Yeah, perfect. Like that. 2 iron sheets and a welding torch. Okay. Cable coil. Nice. Plastic sheets and a welding torch. Alright. Nice. What does it want? Screwdriver. Cool. Done. Okay. Did we not have a larger battery than these little baby ones? Oh, that's going to be problematic, isn't it? Alright, get charging, baby. Let's have a look at the battery situation real quick. Wow, we've only got 2 little baby... Oh, no, there, see? Thought so. Oh, well, let's just put this big boy on there. And this... What are we going to do with this? Spare battery. You know what? We'll take this moment to rig in the battery dock. There it is. There. No, I want that battery as well, please. Please. Thank you. Yells please louder. Alright. And we'll just do the exact same thing. We'll have it pull off the main sort of system on its own sort of thing. Oh, it goes underneath, doesn't it? Yeah, that'll be fine there. The power's on the right side. Well, that's going to want to hook in there, isn't it? So let's... No, we'll get a 3-way cable. No, not 3-way corner. Jesus, come on. Or junction. Junction. No, we're going to need a through line as well, aren't we? Yeah, alright. We will get a 4-way junction. Perfect. Boom. 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 Go stand closer. Boom. And then look, we'll just run that so we can keep an eye on it. But that's what that's going to do. That's going to run into the base sort of thing. This should work. Perfect. All right. Well, look, that's plenty enough for a first sort of episode. So we've got a power grid racked up, right? We've got a battery charger. We now have our auto lathe. We've got our entire enclosed area sort of started up, but we're going to need to start smelting some more sheets and that sort of thing. And we've got a walking pathway through the center as well. So base 2.0 off to a better start, and we've got a plan on how we're going to go mixing our gases and all that. All right, team. Again, feedback's welcome. Questions if you have any, or thoughts if you think I'm doing anything wrong. I'm more than happy to engage. But we might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.